For years, we've all known the playbook for how customers find a business, right? Well, that whole playbook is being thrown out the window. The entire landscape is shifting in a way that's, well, it's way beyond what we call search anymore.
So let me just cut right to the chase and ask you this. What if, after all the work you've put into your marketing, what if your business is totally invisible to AI? I mean, literally invisible to the future of how people find things.
And this right here, this slide just nails the change perfectly. You know the old way on the left? You search for something, you get a giant list of links, and then it's on you to do all the heavy lifting. You're clicking, you're reading, trying to figure out what's what. But now, look at the right. This is the new world. The AI does all that work for you. It just gives you one single direct answer. We're not talking about search engines anymore. We're talking about answer engines.
And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. So many business owners think, oh, I just have an SEO problem. But that's not it. The real problem is that the entire game has changed. We're not playing by the old rules. It's not about climbing to the top of a list of links anymore, because that list is literally starting to disappear.
Okay, so what does this actually mean for you? What's at stake here? What are you losing, like today, by not adapting? Well, this is where we have to dig into a really important idea: opportunity cost.
So, opportunity cost. What is it really? It's not some fuzzy business term. It's simple. It's not about what you could gain down the road. It's about what you are actively, right now, losing. It's the cash, the momentum, the market share that's just slipping away. Every single day you're invisible to these AIs. It's the gap between where you could be and where you actually are.
And you know, this quote really hits home. As people, we're just wired to hate losing things way more than we love gaining them. It's called loss aversion. So thinking about it this way isn't just some clever trick. It's about understanding the real painful cost of doing nothing. It makes it feel urgent, right? Because it is.
Okay, let's stop talking in concepts and look at some cold, hard numbers. This isn't abstract theory. Look at this table. For a typical local business, doing nothing, you're basically invisible. Maybe 3% visibility in AI search. That gets you what, 10 leads? Maybe $8,000 a month? But if you're optimized for this new world with what we call geo, look at that jump. Visibility goes up to 25%, leads triple to 30%, and revenue, it skyrockets to over $25,000 a month. That gap right there between those two columns, that's your opportunity cost staring you in the face.
And let's just do the math for the year. That gap, it adds up to almost $100,000. Seriously, $96,000 in lost revenue. Just take a second and think about that. What would you do with an extra $100,000? I mean, that's not just a number. That's a new hire. That's new equipment. That's real tangible growth that's being left on the table.
So, really, this cost of doing nothing comes in three flavors. First, there's the obvious one, the financial cost. Lost money, wasted ad spend. Then there's the time cost. And this one is sneaky. Every day you wait, your competition is getting stronger in the eyes of AI. You can't get that time back. And finally, there's the emotional cost. You know what I'm talking about, that feeling of frustration when you see everyone else pulling ahead and you feel like you're stuck in neutral.
All right, we've laid out the problem. We've seen what's at stake. It's pretty serious. So what's the solution? We obviously need a whole new playbook for this AI-driven world, and that playbook is called Generative Engine Optimization, or for short, GEO.
So what the heck is GEO? It's all about making your business not just findable by AI, but recommendable. That's the key word. It's about building this solid foundation of data, content, and trust signals that basically speak AI's language. You're teaching the AI, hey, this business right here, this is the one to recommend. They're the real deal.
And this is the big shift in thinking. SEO has always been about chasing rankings, right? Fighting to be number one on that list of blue links. Geo is about owning the answer. It's not about trying to get on the list. It's about becoming the answer the AI gives.
And look, this isn't some kind of black magic. It's a system, a really clear 5-step process. You start with an audit to figure out where you are right now. Then you do the optimization setup. Then you work on your reputation and reviews, because AI cares about that. You sync up all your local listings so you're consistent everywhere. And then you track everything to make sure it's actually working. It's a roadmap, plain and simple.
Okay, theory is one thing, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's get super practical and use a real estate agent as an example. I think this will make it all click.
Think about it. This is exactly how people are searching now. They're not just typing a few keywords into a box anymore.
They're asking their phone or their smart speaker a full question, like they're talking to a person. They want a direct recommendation, not a homework assignment.
Now, check this out. We actually looked at a really successful real estate group, and by all the old metrics, they were crushing it. Their traditional SEO visibility, through the roof. But when we checked their visibility for these new AI answer engines and voice search, whoa, it was basically zero. So they're winning a game that's already over, while being completely invisible in the new one.
So why the huge gap? Well, we dug in, and it's the usual suspects. They were missing the right kind of code on their site. It's called Schema, and it's basically a translator for AI. They didn't have any content set up to answer the conversational questions people are asking. Their business info was all over the place online, which totally confuses AI. Basically, their website was built for human eyeballs, not for a machine brain.
And that brings us right back to how we fix this. The problem at its core is that your website might look great to a person, but to an AI, it's just a jumble of words. It can't figure out if you're an expert. Geo is the solution. It adds that structure and that answer-focused content that makes your business, well, it makes it readable and, crucially, recommendable to AI.
All right, let's start to wrap this up. We've covered a lot of ground here. The problem, what's at stake, and the solution. Now let's zero in on the single most important thing to remember and what you should be thinking about next. Look, if you only take one single thing away from all of this, please let it be this. The goal has changed. It's not about ranking anymore. It's about being recommended. It's about becoming the one trusted answer that the AI chooses above all others. So I want to leave you with a few questions to chew on for your own business. Instead of just chasing traffic, how can you improve the quality of your leads with this? Forget the cost of an action for a second. What's the actual financial upside of being crowned an authority by AI? And maybe the biggest question, how do you build a system that does this on autopilot?
Because at the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. This isn't some future tech stuff, it's happening right now as we speak. Your very next customer is about to ask an AI for help. And the only question that matters is, who is it going to recommend, you or someone else?